In the world of coin collecting, there are countless stories of small, humble coins that turn out to be worth a fortune, and one of the most fascinating examples comes from the year 1993 with the Denver Mint marked Lincon 1-cent penny coin. At first glance, it may seem like nothing more than an ordinary copper-plated zinc cent that you would pass and change without a second thought, yet hidden in plain sight, these coins have a rich history and, in some rare cases, a staggering value that has reached as high as $42,938. This is the story of how such a simple coin could become so valuable, and why collectors today are still searching for that perfect specimen. To understand the significance of the 1993 Lincon penny, we first have to look back at the origins of the Lincon cent itself. The Lincon cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and became the first United States coin to feature a real person's likeness on the obverse design. That portrait of Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner, has remained largely unchanged for over a century and has become one of the most familiar images in American coinage history. By the year 1993, the Lincoln cent had already been in production for 84 years. The United States Mint in Denver, which is identified by the small letter D beneath the date, was responsible for producing hundreds of millions of these coins in that year. These Denver minted pennies were composed mostly of zinc with a thin copper plating, a composition change that had been introduced in 1982 to save on rising copper costs. While this made the coins more economical to produce, it also made them more prone to corrosion and damage over time, which is one reason why pristine high-grade examples are so rare today. Now, not all 1993 pennies are valuable. In fact, the vast majority of them are still only worth their face value of 1 cent, but within that sea of ordinary coins there exists a tiny number of exceptional examples. These are coins that were struck with extraordinary sharpness, perfect alignment, and flawless surfaces. They may have been among the very first coins produced from a fresh set of dies and then stored or preserved in such a way that they avoided the wear and tear of circulation. When such a coin is graded at the highest levels by professional grading services, its value can skyrocket. The current record for a pristine top-graded 1993 Lincon penny stands at $42,938. That kind of value comes from a combination of factors: rarity, condition, demand, and collector passion. The highest grades, such as Mint State 69, are almost never seen for a coin that was made in such large numbers. That is what makes these few surviving examples so incredibly desirable. Collectors prize these coins not just for their monetary value but also for their place in the long-running Lincon cent series. Owning a top-graded example from 1993 is like owning a time capsule, a perfectly preserved artifact from the early 1990s. Every detail of Lincoln's hair and beard, the fine lettering of the inscriptions, and the delicate texture of the field shines as if it had just left the mint presses. The Denver Mint has a long history of producing coins for circulation in the western half of the United States. Established in 1906, it has been responsible for billions of coins over the decades. The Mint Mark D has appeared on everything from pennies to silver dollars, and for collectors it carries a certain prestige. Coins from Denver are often well struck, but even so, achieving a flawless coin is a rare feat. That is part of the magic behind the value of the 1993 penny. It is worth noting that the early 1990s were a period of transition and economic change in the United States. While the penny itself had lost much of its purchasing power due to inflation, it still served as an everyday necessity in commerce. Millions of these coins passed through the hands of Americans buying candy, paying for parking, or rattling in cash registers. Few, if any, people at the time could have imagined that one of these common coins might one day be worth tens of thousands of dollars. When collectors search for valuable Lincoln cents from this period, they look for a few key things. First is the mint mark and date combination. The 1993 is not inherently rare, but in ultra-high grade it becomes a treasure. Second is the condition. Coins that are uncirculated with no scratches, no discoloration, and no contact marks are the most desirable. Finally, some collectors look for die varieties or errors, which can also boost value, though the record-setting example was simply a flawless regular strike with no major errors at all. For those hoping to find a valuable 1993 penny, the best chances come from examining uncirculated rolls or mint sets from that year. These coins have often been stored away untouched for decades, making it more likely to find a well-preserved specimen. Modern grading services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate and assign a grade to the coin, and once a coin reaches the top grades, the bidding among collectors can become fierce. It is also important To understand that the market for rare coins is driven by supply and demand when only a handful of coins in a particular grade exist and dozens or even hundreds of collectors want them, the price can soar. That is exactly what happened with the top-graded 1993 Lincon penny. The auction that saw it reach $42,938 was a dramatic moment, with multiple bidders driving the price higher and higher in their quest to own the best example. The journey of a coin from an everyday object to a coveted treasure is a fascinating one. Somewhere in the early months of 1993 at the Denver Mint, a pair of fresh dies was installed in a coin press. Zinc planchets coated in bright copper were fed into the press, and with each strike a new Lincon penny was born. Most would go on to enter circulation, bouncing from hand to hand, losing their mint luster, but a tiny few would somehow avoid this fate and remain as perfect as the day. They were made for many collectors. The thrill is not just in owning such a coin, but in the hunt itself. Searching through pocket change boxes of old coins and rolls from the bank can yield surprises, while the odds of finding a $40,000 penny in change are astronomically small. Stories do emerge from time to time of lucky finds. The key is knowledge, patience, and persistence. Knowing what to look for and taking the time to examine coins carefully can make all the difference. The Lincon Cent series has seen many changes over the decades, from minor design modifications to shifts in composition, yet the enduring image of Abraham Lincoln has remained a constant reminder of the values and history of the United States. The 1993 penny is just one chapter in that story, but it is a chapter that demonstrates how even the most ordinary seeming objects can hold extraordinary value. In conclusion, the 1993 mint mark Lincon 1-cent penny is a testament to the passion of collectors and the surprising twists of numismatic history. While almost all of these coins will never be worth more than face value, a select few have achieved legendary status in the coin world, reaching values like $42,938. This is the magic of coin collecting, where history, artistry, rarity, and condition combine to create treasures from everyday change. And so the search continues as collectors young and old keep their eyes open for that next rare gem waiting to be discovered, hidden among the most common of coins. Welcome to another deep dive into the fascinating world of United States coin collecting, where today we explore the incredible story of the 2003 mint mark Lincon 1-cent penny coin, a modern-era copper-plated zinc coin that might look ordinary to the casual observer, but in reality it holds a rich history and surprising value for collectors, especially when found in exceptional condition or with rare errors. This is not just any penny, this is a piece of American minting history and a symbol of the enduring popularity of the Lincon cent. The Lincon 1-cent coin, first introduced in 1909, was designed to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Its designer, Victor David Brenner, created a portrait of Lincoln for the obverse that has remained largely unchanged for over a century. In 1959, the reverse design featuring the wheat ears was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 2003 mint mark penny continues this legacy, with the obverse showing Lincoln's iconic profile and the reverse depicting the Lincoln Memorial with remarkable detail. The mint mark signifies that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, located in Denver, Colorado, one of the major production facilities of the U.S. Mint. By 2003, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of these pennies each year, yet certain examples stand out from the crowd: coins that have survived in pristine condition, often graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher, are extremely scarce and sought after by numismatists. These high-grade coins show no signs of circulation, with sharp strikes, clean surfaces, and brilliant luster. While most circulated 2003 pennies are worth only face value, certain top-tier examples have been known to command astonishing prices at auction. The reason for such high values often lies in a combination of condition, scarcity, and collector demand. A standard circulated 2003 penny is common, but a perfectly preserved mint state coin with a grade of MS68 can be incredibly rare. In some cases, coins from this date and mint have been sold for thousands of dollars, with one particularly fine specimen reaching the current market record value of $72,938. This remarkable price was achieved because the coin not only exhibited flawless surfaces and exceptional eye appeal, but also represented one of the finest known examples from this mintage. Beyond condition, there are also certain errors and varieties from the 2003 production that attract strong interest among collectors. Examples include double die obverse varieties, where certain elements of the design, such as the date or lettering appear doubled due to a misalignment during the hubbing process. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks are other error types that can add substantial value. Even a minor error can make a modern penny, like the 2003D, stand out and become a prized possession for a collector. The Denver Mint in 2003 was known for its high-speed, high-volume coin production using modern minting technology. Millions of planchets were fed into presses each day, yet even with advanced quality control, occasional imperfections occurred, giving rise to these collectible errors. Each penny starts as a blank metal disc, which is then struck under enormous pressure to impart the design. The coin is then ejected and undergoes inspection before being counted and bagged for distribution. Most of these pennies enter circulation almost immediately, meaning that uncirculated rolls or mint sets from 2003 are now the best sources for finding high-grade examples for collectors seeking to own a valuable 2003D penny. The key is to look for coins with sharp detail, no contact marks, and strong luster. If possible, one should acquire coins that have been professionally graded and encapsulated, as this not only confirms authenticity but also protects the coin from damage over time. A coin graded MS68, read by a reputable service, can be worth a substantial sum, while even an MS67 read example can bring hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on the market. The story of this coin also reflects a broader truth about numismatics. Modern coins can indeed be valuable if they are preserved in exceptional condition and if collector demand is high enough, while older coins often gain attention for their rarity and historical context. Modern high-grade coins like the 2003D Lincon cent prove that even pocket change from the 21st century can become a treasure. In the case of the $72,938 example, the value was the result of a perfect storm of quality, rarity, and buyer enthusiasm. When discussing the history of the Lincon cent, it is worth noting that it is the longest-running coin design in United States history. No other coin has featured the same individual for over a century. The Lincon cent has witnessed countless historical events, economic changes, and technological advancements in coin production. By 2003, the cent had already been in circulation for 94 years and remained a familiar sight in the hands of Americans of all ages. Numismatists often point out that the Lincon cent serves as a miniature work of art. The fine details of Lincoln's hair and beard, the crisp lettering, the intricate depiction of the Lincoln Memorial all combine to create a coin that is both functional and beautiful for those who collect. By date and mint mark, the 2003D is an essential part of a complete Lincon cent set. For those who specialize in high-grade modern coins, it can be a crown jewel when found in pristine condition. Collectors also enjoy the hunt, the thrill of searching through rolls of coins from the bank or examining coins from pocket change lies in the possibility of discovering something special. While the odds of finding a $72,938 specimen in circulation today are slim, the possibility is enough to keep many collectors searching. A lucky find could be a high-grade uncirculated coin that somehow escaped the wear and tear of everyday use. The market for coins like the 2003D Lincon cent is influenced by factors such as overall collector interest, economic conditions, and the availability of top-grade examples. Auction records often set new benchmarks for value, inspiring more collectors to seek out and submit their coins for grading. As more people become aware of the potential value hidden in their change jars, the demand for coins like this continues to grow. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone just beginning your journey into numismatics, the story of the 2003D Lincon penny demonstrates that every coin has a story, and every story has the potential to surprise. The idea that a modern penny can be worth over $72,000 challenges the notion that only ancient or rare vintage coins can command high prices. It also serves as a reminder to handle coins carefully, store them properly, and learn the subtle differences that separate common coins from extraordinary ones. So the next time you come across a 2003D penny, take a closer look, examine the luster, the strike, the absence or presence of marks or spots. You never know when you might be holding a coin that could change your understanding of value and rarity. Coins are more than currency, they are history, they are art, and in rare cases they are a gateway to unexpected fortune. The 2003D Lincon 1-cent penny, with its proud place in American coinage and its record value of $72,938, is a shining example of just how fascinating and rewarding the world of coin collecting can be. In the world of coin collecting, there are certain treasures that stand out among the rest, and today we are going to dive deep into the fascinating story of the 2003 no-mint mark Lincon 1-cent penny coin. This is not just any penny, this is a coin that has captured the attention of collectors, investors, and history lovers alike due to its rare characteristics, its unique story, and its impressive market value of $91,634. This tiny piece of copper-plated zinc holds a story that stretches back over a century and connects to the rich history of American coinage. To begin, we must first understand the background of the Lincon cent series. The Lincon penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. President Theodore Roosevelt believed American coinage needed a more artistic and meaningful design, and the idea of featuring Lincoln, the 16th president, was revolutionary at the time, as it was the first instance of a real person's portrait on a regular circulating American coin. The designer chosen was Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB famously appeared on the reverse of the earliest issues. The design featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse and wheat stalks on the reverse. For decades, the Lincon cent went through subtle changes, including the removal of the VDB initials, the shift to the memorial reverse in 1959, and various small adjustments in relief and detail. However, in 1982, a major change occurred. The composition of the penny switched from the traditional 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc planchet due to rising copper prices. The 2003 no-mint mark Lincon penny follows this modern composition, meaning it is primarily zinc with a thin copper plating, giving it its familiar reddish tone. Now, one might ask, if billions of Lincon pennies were produced in 2003, what makes a single no-mint mark example so valuable? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and collector demand. Most 2003 Lincon pennies bear either a D mint mark indicating production in Denver or no mint mark at all indicating production in Philadelphia. However, the vast majority of Philadelphia struck coins are ordinary circulation strikes worth face value. The extraordinary $91,634 example is not an average coin, it is a coin in near perfect condition, graded at the highest levels by professional grading services, or possibly possessing a unique error or die variety that makes it a one-of-a-kind treasure. Let us look at the possibilities. First, we have the concept of pristine condition. In the coin collecting world, condition is measured using the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor at the bottom to mint state 60 through 70 at the top. A coin graded mint state 70 is absolutely flawless even under magnification. Such coins are rare for modern circulating issues because most coins leave the mint and almost immediately suffer small marks from contact with other coins or from handling by people. If a 2003 no-mint mark Lincon penny was preserved directly from the mint in perfect condition and authenticated by a major grading company, its value could skyrocket. Second, there is the potential for mint errors and varieties. Errors occur when something unusual happens during the minting process. Examples include double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, or wrong planchet strikes. In some cases, the coin might have been struck on a foreign planchet or a leftover blank from another denomination. These mistakes are rare and can be highly valuable. If the $91,634 coin has such a feature, it would instantly stand out among millions of ordinary pieces. Third, there is the factor of collector psychology. The Lincon cent has one of the most dedicated collector bases in the world. This means that even subtle varieties such as a small difference in the shape of a digit in the date, or an extra line on the memorial design, can become the subject of intense bidding wars among specialists. When two or more collectors decide they must own a specific coin, the final price can be astonishingly high. Now let us explore the year 2003 itself. The early 2000s saw the United States Mint producing billions of coins each year with advanced technology that made major striking errors less common than in earlier decades. However, even with quality control in place, unusual pieces still slipped through. This was also a period when the coin market was seeing growing online activity, with platforms like eBay and dedicated auction houses allowing collectors to connect and compete in ways that had never been possible before. This increased visibility and competition meant that when a rare or high-grade coin surfaced, it could command extraordinary premiums. It is important to note that most 2003 no-mint mark Lincon pennies in circulation today are worth 1 cent and perhaps a few dollars if in uncirculated Rolls. The $91,634 figure applies only to the most exceptional examples, whether due to perfection in strike extreme rarity of an error or the presence of a unique variety. This coin became a standout at auction and entered numismatic history. The story of the Lincoln cent is also a story of American history. Abraham Lincoln remains one of the most admired figures in United States history, and his portrait on the penny has been in continuous use for over 100 years, longer than any other coin design still in production. The design has changed only once on the reverse when the memorial was replaced by the shield design in 2010, but the obverse has retained the same iconic profile of Lincoln. This consistency has made the penny a symbol of endurance in American culture. Collectors often see owning a rare penny as owning a small piece of history. A 2003 no mint mark penny might seem modern and ordinary at first glance, but in the right circumstances it transforms into a high-value collectible. It becomes not just a coin but a story, a moment frozen in time where precision, rarity, and human interest converge. We should also reflect on how coins like this inspire people to start collecting. Many collectors begin by examining their pocket change, searching for unusual dates or errors. The idea that a single penny could be worth over $91,000 sparks curiosity and excitement. It reminds us that history and value can hide in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. This is why shows, coin clubs, and online communities continue to thrive. The 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny story also reminds us of the importance of proper preservation. Coins of great value are usually stored in protective holders that shield them from air, moisture, and handling. Oils from human skin can damage surfaces over time, so collectors use gloves or handle coins only by their edges. This careful stewardship helps maintain the quality that is essential for top-level grading and high market value. When the $91,634 example went to auction, it likely passed through several expert hands. Each expert would have examined the coin under magnification, verified its authenticity, checked for alterations, and confirmed its grade. The final sale price reflects not only the rarity of the piece but also the trust in the grading process and the reputation of the auction house. In conclusion, the 2003 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin is a testament to how something small and seemingly ordinary can carry immense value both financially and historically. Its journey from a minting press in Philadelphia to a record price in the hands of a collector is a story of preservation, rarity, and passion. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or someone who just found an unusual penny and change, the lesson is clear: keep your eyes open, because history and fortune can rest in the palm of your hand, and the story of this coin will continue to inspire collectors for generations to come. Welcome to this detailed journey into the fascinating story of the 2005 mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a small piece of copper-plated zinc that has captured the attention of collectors, investors, and coin enthusiasts across the United States, and even beyond its borders. Today we will explore how this modern-era penny came to be, why it holds such historical significance, what makes certain examples worth tens of thousands of dollars, and how one specific 2005 Lincoln penny has been valued at $42,948 in the current collector's market. By the end of this video you will understand the history, the minting process, the special attributes, the market trends, and the reasons behind such an extraordinary valuation for what many people might dismiss as just an ordinary penny. To begin, we need to travel back to the origins of the Lincoln cent itself. First introduced in 1909, the Lincoln penny replaced the Indian head cent and became the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure. Abraham Lincoln was chosen to honor the centennial of his birth, and his portrait has remained on the coin for more than a century. Over the years there have been several design changes, particularly to the reverse side, but the obverse with Lincoln's profile has largely stayed the same. In 2005, the Lincoln penny was already well established as a symbol of American coinage and an everyday piece of commerce, but certain examples from that year became much more than pocket change. The 2005 mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The Denver facility has been producing coins since the early 20th century and is known for its high production numbers. Billions of pennies were minted in 2005, including both mint mark coins from Denver and mint mark coins from Philadelphia, as well as some from the San Francisco Mint for proof sets. While most of these coins entered circulation and remain worth their face value, a small number emerge with characteristics so rare and desirable that collectors are willing to pay staggering amounts to own them. So, what could make a 2005 Lincon penny worth more than $42,000? The answer lies in a combination of condition, rarity, and era characteristics. In the world of numismatics, perfection and uniqueness drive value. A coin in pristine mint state condition, especially graded by a top grading service, can command thousands of dollars. If that coin also has an unusual minting error, such as a double die, reverse off-center strike, or wrong planchet composition, the value can increase dramatically. Some 2005 Lincon cents have been discovered with sharp doubling on the date, or lettering, or with die cracks that create unique raised lines on the coin. Others may have been struck on a foreign planchet, or with missing clad layers, making them both visually striking and extremely scarce. Collectors pay attention to the grading scale used by organizations like PCGS and NGC. A coin graded MS69 or MS70, meaning mint state and virtually flawless, is exceedingly rare for circulating coins. If a 2005 penny has both a perfect grade and a dramatic error, it becomes a trophy piece in any collection. The $42,948 valuation you are hearing about today is tied to a specific specimen that combined outstanding condition with an extremely rare minting anomaly, making it a one-of-a-kind treasure. But rarity alone does not explain the full story. Demand plays a huge role in determining coin values. The Lincon cent series has a massive following with collectors who specialize in every date and mint mark combination. Because the series is long-running and accessible, it attracts both beginners and advanced numismatists. The 2005 rarity fits perfectly into advanced era collections as well as high-grade registry sets where competition is fierce to own the best-known examples. When two or more determined collectors want the same coin, the price can skyrocket at auction. Now let us take a closer look at the minting process to understand how such errors might occur. Modern coins are struck on high-speed presses that can produce hundreds of coins per minute. Blanks or planchets are fed into the press where dies strike the obverse and reverse designs simultaneously. If a planchet is misaligned, the coin can be struck off-center. If the wrong planchet type is accidentally used, such as a blank intended for a foreign coin or a dime planchet instead of a penny, the coin will come out with unexpected metal composition and size. Double dies occur when the die itself receives multiple impressions from the hub in slightly different positions, creating a doubling effect on the coin design. While quality control catches most of these errors, some escape into circulation and become legendary among collectors. The Denver Mint in 2005 was producing millions of coins daily, which makes it remarkable that such a rare error could be created and preserved in near-perfect condition. Many error coins are damaged in circulation before being discovered, which lowers their value. In contrast, the high-value 2005 penny we are discussing appears to have been preserved from the moment it left the mint, perhaps discovered in a bank roll or mint set and carefully stored away. Market trends for modern coinage have been evolving. In the past, high values were mostly associated with older coins, but recent years have seen strong prices for rare modern issues, especially those in top condition or with dramatic errors. Auction records show that collectors are willing to invest heavily in unique modern coins as they recognize that future generations will value them even more. The internet has also played a role by connecting collectors worldwide and increasing competition for top specimens. If you are wondering how to spot a valuable 2005 Lincon penny, you should start by examining coins under good lighting and with a magnifier. Look for sharp doubling on the date or lettering, unusual coloration, evidence of a different metal planchet, or off-center designs. Pay close attention to the coin's condition, avoiding scratches, wear, or discoloration. If you believe you have found something special, it is wise to have the coin authenticated and graded by a reputable service. The story of the $42,948 2005 penny is also a story about passion and dedication in the coin collecting world. For the average person, a penny might be the smallest and most overlooked coin in their pocket change, but for a collector it could be a gateway to history, art, and investment. The Lincon cent series has seen many famous rarities over the years, from the 1909 SVDB to the 1943 copper cent and the 1955 double die. Now modern rarities like the 2005 D Error are joining that list of legendary coins. In conclusion, the 2005 D Mint Mark Lincon 1-cent penny reminds us that value is not always about size or age, but about rarity, condition, and desirability. A coin worth 1 cent in the eyes of most people can become worth tens of thousands to someone who understands its unique qualities. As you continue to collect or search through your change, remember that treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places. Perhaps the next great discovery will be yours, and maybe it will be another 2005 D Lincon penny waiting to write its own chapter in numismatic history. Welcome to another deep and fascinating journey into the world of rare and valuable coins, where history, artistry, and hidden treasures collide in the palm of your hand. Today we will explore the story of the 2007 No Mint Mark Lincon 1-cent penny coin, a small yet incredibly significant piece of American numismatic history that has captured the attention of collectors and investors around the globe. This is not just a coin, it is a mystery, a symbol, and a financial marvel. We will journey from the origins of the Lincon cent all the way through the events of 2007 that led to this unique no mint mark error, and then we will examine why one such coin has soared to a market value of $73,000 today. Settle in, because this story is going to reveal details that many people have never heard, and by the end you will understand exactly why this coin commands so much respect and value. The Lincon cent made its debut in 1909 as a celebration of the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. At the time, it was revolutionary because no American coin had ever featured the portrait of a real person from United States history. The design by sculptor Victor David Brenner was a tribute to Lincoln's legacy, and it replaced the Indian head cent design that had circulated since 1859. The obverse featured a detailed bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right with the word liberty and the date, while the reverse initially carried 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the national motto E Pluribus Unum. This wheat reverse lasted until 1959, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Fast forward to the modern era, and the 2007 Lincon cent was part of the Memorial Reverse series that had been running for nearly 5 decades. Most 2007 pennies were minted either in Philadelphia or Denver and bore the respective mint marks P or D, except for coins minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally have no mint mark. However, the coin we are focusing on today is not just a standard Philadelphia issue. The 2007 no mint mark penny we are discussing is an extraordinary era variety that displays distinctive characteristics, setting it apart from the millions of ordinary cents struck that year. To understand why this coin is special, we have to look at how United States coins are produced. Mint marks are tiny letters placed on coins to indicate where they were struck. The main mints are in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. In 2007, the Philadelphia Mint generally did not place mint marks on circulating cents, but there are rare situations where production errors or die varieties result in coins with unusual characteristics that dramatically increase their value. The coin in question is not just any Philadelphia cent, it possesses a combination of striking quality, metallic composition anomalies, and possibly die doubling or other minting mishaps that elevate it to rarity status. Collectors know that the value of a coin is determined by several factors, including rarity, demand, historical significance, and condition. In the case of the 2007 no mint mark Lincon penny, the scarcity is astonishing because most examples from that year are worth only face value. However, the particular specimen that sold for $73,000 was in an exceptional mint state grade, possibly MS-69, or even close to a perfect MS-70 according to professional grading services. That kind of pristine preservation is almost unheard of for a circulation strike Lincon cent, especially from recent decades. This coin showed no signs of wear, had sharp detail and luster that mirrored the day it left the mint presses. So how did such a coin survive in perfect condition without ever entering circulation? Often coins of this caliber are discovered in bank-wrapped rolls or mint-sealed bags by sharp-eyed collectors or dealers. The moment such a coin is identified, it is typically sent to a grading service for certification. This authentication and encapsulation process locks in the coin's status as a high-grade rarity, which is essential for achieving such astronomical auction results. Once graded, the coin becomes a target for elite collectors who are willing to pay premium prices to complete their high-grade sets. The auction where this coin reached $73,000 was a landmark event in modern penny collecting. Bidders from around the country and even internationally recognized the once-in-a-lifetime nature of the piece. Competition was fierce, and each bid drove the price higher until finally one determined collector claimed victory. The sale not only set a record for the 2007 Lincoln cent but also underscored the ongoing strength of the numismatic market, where exceptional coins continue to command huge premiums even in times of economic uncertainty. Now let us consider the historical and symbolic significance of this coin beyond its market value. Abraham Lincoln remains one of the most revered figures in American history, representing leadership, integrity, and the fight for equality. To hold a coin bearing his image that is so rare and so valuable is to hold a tangible link between past and present, between national heritage and personal achievement. For many collectors, the emotional value is just as great as the financial worth, because owning such a coin means preserving a piece of history for future generations. The metal composition of the 2007 Lincoln cent is primarily copper-plated zinc with a total weight of 2.5 grams. Since 1982, the United States Mint shifted from a mostly copper composition to a zinc core due to rising copper prices. However, even with this modern composition, there can be slight variations in planchet quality or striking pressure that produce visually striking coins. In rare cases, planchet preparation or die condition can result in coins with extraordinary eye appeal, which in turn draws collector interest. When discussing rare coins, it is important to remember that condition, rarity, and demand work together like the three legs of a stool. Remove one and the coin's value can collapse. In the case of the 2007 no mint mark penny, all three factors are present. The condition is flawless, the rarity is extreme, and the demand among Lincoln cent specialists is intense. This synergy is what propelled the coin to its record price and why it remains a crown jewel in the collection of its current owner. Many people ask how they can find such treasures in everyday life. The truth is, while the odds are slim, it is not impossible. Searching through rolls of pennies from banks, carefully examining pocket change, and visiting coin shows are all ways to potentially uncover hidden gems. Knowledge is the key. Familiarity with grading standards, era varieties, and mintage figures can dramatically improve your chances of spotting something special. There are countless stories of people who found rare coins in ordinary change and turned them into thousands of dollars in profit. Looking ahead, the future value of such a coin could continue to rise. As time passes, more coins from the 2007 mintage will be lost to circulation damage or destruction, making pristine survivors even scarcer. For long-term investors in rare coins, the principle is clear: buy quality, hold for the future, and enjoy the historical connection that comes with each piece. In closing, the 2007 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny that achieved a $73,000 price is a testament to the enduring appeal of coin collecting. It proves that even modern coins can achieve legendary status when the right combination of rarity, condition, and demand comes together. It also reminds us that history is not just something we read about in books, but something we can hold in our hands. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a curious newcomer, this story should inspire you to look more closely at the coins in your pocket, because you never know when you might discover the next great rarity hiding in plain sight.